Jesus, I'm the rhythm guitar.
I'm Marcos Guerra. I play the drums.
I'm Hank Cisneros and I do vocals.
I'm Zombie and I do lead guitar.
I'm Sam Barnes and I play the bass.
We're the band Amy's Not Breathing here from Roswell, New Mexico. We're metal slash deathcore slash melodic band.
We're pretty much just metal, aggressive metal, just all over the place. We have many different styles, influences, and that's what we do. Really, it's kind of funny because, I mean, our name is Dark or whatever, and a lot of people think it's from like some kind of personal experience.
Bunch of comments. Why is she not breathing?
Yeah, and a lot of people for some reason seem to think it has something to do with Amy Winehouse, and so we kind of like jumped on that whole thing. And as you can see, our little strings back here, we do the whole Amy Winehouse thing. But we actually had the name about a year prior before she passed. And how the name came up was that when we were starting this band, we were just kind of wanting it to be something silly, something not serious. Me and Marcos were in another metal band, and that one was kind of on hiatus. So I wanted to keep doing shows and writing music, and we wanted to be heavier and kind of fun, but not take ourselves so serious. It was just meant to be a side project. So we wanted something that sounded real cliche and kind of, I guess, emo, as you would, call it or whatever.
I guess more the name-wise, more emo-ish.
More funny,
but we wanted to do the generic metalcore
We
sound.
wanted it to be real generic, and
that was an idea.
Yeah, that was the idea. And so how Amy came up, I was like, Stacy's not breathing. No, Christy's not breathing. I was like, it just doesn't have a ring. So I actually took my name, which is Andrew, and the first letter for my name, and Marcos, and we had another guy that was in the band at the time. His name was Eric. And so it's kind of mixing that around. We're like, Emma, May, Amy. And I was like, Amy sounds good, but we'll change it to the Y so people don't get confused. And that's pretty much how the name came about. So Subway was kind of like, I was trying to go into a more progressive style. You got a lot of weird time changes and things like that. And there's a lot more gent style influence. Kind of us going from a less melodic sound to a more just aggressive, heavy sound, but still incorporating these like proggy elements. It's a really fun song to play, one of my favorites. Lyrically, it's about just a person who has been in your life that's just so negative and has just sapped you, and so now you're watching them fall apart, and you're just watching them just self-destruct, and it's just like taking pleasure in that.
Okay.
And we were playing this video game, and
Left 4 Dead.
I made this horrible joke, and I'm not gonna say the joke here.
Yeah.
But I made this horrible joke.
This is on YouTube.
It's better if we pass it. Anyways, I made a stupid joke, and so Marcos goes, "Oh, zombie, yeah, that's great." And so he starts telling everybody that my name is Zombie. And actually, the funny thing is, I think most people that know me don't actually know my name is Andrew. They know me as Zombie.
It took a while to catch on, but I was very behind him every time. Oh, Andrew, shut up! You're a zombie.
every time they'd be like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm Andrew," and smack me in the back of the head. No, it's Zombie.
Yeah.
What did we talk about earlier?
Whenever I first saw these guys, like a long time ago, I think I was like 13 or something.
Dang, we're that old?
Yeah. I might have been 14, but I went to go talk to Zombie, and I was like, what's your real name? And he's like, you wouldn't tell me. And I was just like, dude, fuck.
Well, I don't know you. You don't even know me.
I'm my face. And then, and then like 3 years later, I'm sitting in this shitty band.
He loves it. He loves it.
I love this band, man. It's awesome.
How did the Treyu opening gig work?
Oh,
Get brought up.
Well, tell them whenever you texted me.
That was a real turning point for us. I think it was a great accomplishment for us personally, like a milestone that we had.
Yeah. I almost felt like quitting the band after that. Like that was my highlight. Like I'm done. I'm good.
Hit this, I'm out.
Like basically we saw the flyer and it was just them and Ashes to Me. There was nothing on it, and Marcus was talking about how he wanted to be on it, and we were kind of just joking around about it. But I remember I texted him and I said, you should really get a hold of the guy and see if we can get on. And that was earlier. I was in school and I texted him that. That was earlier in the day. And then
middle school.
Yeah. And then he got a hold of what's his name?
The promoter.
Yeah.
Roman.
He got a hold of Roman.
Hey,
and
Roman.
he asked him.
Kirky.
And he was like, yeah, let me ask them and see what's up. And then later on that day in school, Marcos texted me. He's like, dude, we're on. And I was like, holy shit. Like, all of us, like, when we were here, we were getting on, we were like,
Yeah.
we were all
You know the
amped.
feeling of Christmas when you find something out that you've been wanting, and like, it didn't even take long. It was just one of those surreal feelings. I hit the guy, just a random question. I've seen the tray a bunch of times. And I was like, I would rather play with them, you know, kind of thing. Another thing for bands, when you play out of town shows, talk to people. It's always good to have connections, because this is how it worked out.
Networking.
We talked to the dude, we played a show in front of him, he was impressed, and he told me to keep in contact, so I had his contact information. Next day, he told me that the manager of, the tour manager said that, yeah, they're gonna get 2 locals. I was like, oh, cool. He's like, can you call me? Sure, middle of work. Sunshine Theater, also another freaking venue that we've seen. But all of us have
so many great bands.
except for you, right? This guy, oh my god, anyways, but yeah, all of us have seen.
in this. Come on.
I'm just saying, he's all like, man, you get joining this band. You've been doing so much cool shit. But we've all been to a bunch of shows. There are a bunch of metal shows we love. So for me personally, playing with the Atreyu, playing at the venue was just an accomplishment for all of us. But yeah, give me a call. He was nonchalant, yada yada yada. So you and the local from Albuquerque, you know, kind of, you want to throw up. You're like, that. Like,
I mean, it was the biggest band that we have ever played with. We played with some pretty good bands that are in the metal scene, of course. But like Atreyu is just one of those really iconic bands, and so for us, it was just very surreal. And I mean, I can imagine for this guy being his favorite band and actually being able to play with them. I mean, that's like a dream come true for I think any musician, basically.
And for a lot of people who kind of know our band, all the bands we opened up that are big, you know, you kind of had to be in a scene to know them. So Atreyu being in the scene for over a decade, you know, you got your older friends that know because Atreyu's around Bullet from a Valentine Event and some other bands. People are like, wow, you know, you guys are actually, you're getting there, you're moving up. And it's just like, yeah, it's really cool. We're finally playing with a band that people, if they know metal, they've heard of Atreyu.
This song's called Falling Down. Basically, it's about, like, you have, it could be like your best friend or just a friend you had in general, boyfriend, girlfriend, doesn't matter. It's just having that person in your life that it always brings you down. Like, they say you're a friend, or they say, like, you know, everything, like you're mine. I wrote it about an old best friend that I had, and I thought she was my friend, but she just tore me down and mentally, and it's about having that process from losing that friend and then thinking that was terrible, and then close to the end you realize, like, you didn't need that person anymore, and you never need them at all in the first place. And it's kind of just like seeing what they did to you and realizing it, and then just basically just trashing and throwing away, and getting rid of that part of your life that you never needed.
Pretty much what we kind of do is one of us will come up with like a riff or an idea. Usually I wrote a lot of the songs, and how I'll do it is I kind of just like think of something in my head or something that sounds cool to me, and I try to just transcribe it to guitar. And so a lot of that will take place on my own practice time, and then I come back to these guys and I give them an idea, and we kind of just from there throw in all our hats and try to get something to come up. And apparently very hard to work with, because like for me it's I have an idea of a sound that I want, but it's always changing because it's funny, it sounds so cool in your head and it might sound cool when you're playing it by yourself, but when you bring it back to the band it's just something that is not either plausible or just sounds weird. And so that's what's kind of cool actually about bringing the idea to these guys, because especially Sam's got a lot of great ideas, and they hear it and they're kind of like, that doesn't work, you know, or maybe it'll sound better if we do something like this where we play on this scale or whatever. So yeah, that's generally how it goes. And then for Hank, I mean, pretty much we just give him free reign with the lyrics.
Four Loco is one of our first two songs Zombie and I ever wrote in his band.
Yeah, this one was actually a song that I think we wrote
in a week.
Like basically
4
we wrote
days.
it in an hour, I think, and then
rehearsed it.
We rehearsed it for a week and we did our first show. And so I think that song sounds really primitive, but the cool thing about that song is that it's simple but yet fun.
Fun and heavy.
Fun
and it's
heavy, yeah.
And it's kind of funny, you know, in this genre, people say it's really easy to write the stuff. And this is funny because it was a prime example. We wrote this fairly easy and fairly quick. And even to this day, it's the one song that people know us that they want to hear every time. So it's kind of like, it's funny. Like, we keep trying to advance and, you know, go beyond our...
trying to experiment with our sound and trying to get a little bit more technical or a little bit more, you know, just different. But with Four Loco, it's very straightforward and just very simplistic. But yet, it just shows how much a simple song, you know, can really just stick out to people. A lot of people seem to like it. It's like one of our crowd favorites. And probably because it's about drinking.
Honestly, lyrically, Four Loco, I wrote this song. Lyrically, this is inspired by a close friend of Zombie and mine, of the experiences of after consuming a whole can of Four Loco, or even more if you can handle it. It's basically, you know, some people have different styles of drunks, so this one, we find it that it matches the aggressiveness of the song, so you get aggressive after you drink it. Yeah. So it's about...
It's a song about basically getting drunk and seeing red, about, you know, an angry drunk.
Going crazy when somebody gives you a bad look and you can't handle it, and yeah, basically how...
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it as like an anti-drinking song, or you can look at it as a pro-drinking song.
You cannot imagine life without music. Like, music, listening to it. So to be actually, to play it, I find it kind of a privilege, an honor, because I don't think I'm musically inclined. I'm surprised I didn't get kicked out sooner. I'll be honest, I had to be more serious about this, you know? To keep up with everybody, especially Zombie, you know, he was very driven, and I had to, and even for myself, I got to a point like, man, I freaking hate sucking, like, I need to get better. But I don't know, music's cool, it's fun. The only thing I kind of regret is starting music a little bit late in my life. I started maybe 15 or 16. Oh man, if I would have started at least 12 or 13, I mean, I don't know what it would change, but just to have that experience behind me, you know, even younger. You know, that's why Sam is so into it. Like, I kind of came into it. My dad kind of did DJs, like DJing, not that, you know, just, he really liked music too, and he spent like thousands of dollars on like equipment to do DJs. Like in California where he used to live, he was the loudest DJ around for quinceañeras, weddings, parties, birthday parties, whatever. So I kind of feel like it kind of came from that, you know, the influence to start music. But like Hank, I constantly listen to music. I hate awkward silences. I hate anything being quiet. I need to have some kind of music.
If you ever go out of town with this guy, like whenever he's taking a dump, he's just blasting his loud metal music.
That was funny. I normally don't. I just scroll through my Facebook. But anyways, music. I just have to listen to it constantly, even if it's not metal, whatever it is on the radio, except for country. But
we love country. We love country.
He's all like, fuck.
The funny part, I can dance to it. It's not my cup of tea. But music, being in band music, it's amazing. I love it. The best feeling is being on stage, whether you get 15 to 30 minutes. It's like the most ejaculating feeling you can ever get.
It's a high. It's a
it
high.
really
It's
is
something that you can't really.
It really is a
explain
fucking
because
amazing
it's
feeling.
A different experience. It's a weird feeling to be on stage and perform, especially when people are liking your music.
Anybody can have the shittiest week. Anything can freaking happen. And you have your damn show either Friday or Saturday night. And for that time, boom, everything's blocked out. You're just having fun. You're enjoying the crowd. You're rocking out with your best buds on stage. And then what's even better, like now, like being in this band for so long and, getting these kind of bigger shows, with better sound, bigger crowds, bigger bands, it gets even freaking better. It's just, like, everything blocks out. I forget if somebody died. I forgot if I lost my job. I forgot if whatever happens. But playing is just amazing. I can't. And then once you're done, you're like, damn it. But then, we're also exhausted out of our minds. Yeah. We're like, ugh. But, yeah, I've posted about it, several times on Facebook that, I'm sure plenty of other people have their different highs, whatever extreme sport they're doing, or if they do sports or drugs, like literally a high. But this is just amazing. I look forward to our shows. I'd rather have a show out of town on a weekend than going clubbing.
We want to give thanks to everybody who's given us a shot, all the venues, all the promoters, all the fans and the people that have come out and who have given us a chance and helped us to make a name for ourselves and to spread our brand or whatever. And we hope that whoever has not heard of us, that you definitely check out our
give
stuff.
Us a listen.
And,
give us a chance to impress you. If you don't even like our music, we'll promise we'll give you a damn show.
5 seconds, and we'll have you sold.
Right? Like, yeah. And I guess what I would like to say is, like, for bands, keep playing. Don't give up. We've been at this for this a long time, and again, I've said before, there have been times that it was discouraging to keep moving forward, but we found we found the reason to keep moving forward. So bands that kind of just like, because they don't make it or whatever, is like, dude, pay your dues, grind it, bust your ass, play local shows, play thousands of local shows before you even expect a bigger show, because we're not even there yet, and we're still doing the same shit. So just keep working. Don't give up. Keep the drive. Keep the fire going, and you'll see progress.